It's not Makabal Tumah, therefore it's higher than the world. There's a lot of things that are Makabal Tumah, are in the world.
There's a lot of things that are not Makabal Tumah, but here he's speaking about Torah, L'gabi Tefillah.
Why is that a raya that it's not in world? There are many things that aren't.
You mean in world and they're not Makabal Tumah?
Yeah.
The reason that this is not Makabal Tumah is because it is Mamayla Lamata. It's actually going from one thing to another. First the Rebbe says from above to below, then the Rebbe says as it is reflected that Divrei Torah is not Makabal Tumah. Which means that even when a person is learning, he cannot make any change in Torah because it's beyond his hashpah, his influence. By Tefillah, it is dependent completely on him. He's climbing up the ladder. It's like the difference in a hill, going up a mountain. There's a Maimer from the Rebbe in Visalachti in Tovshin Yudal of 1951. It's the Maimer from the Rebbe Rashab. Also, that the difference between Torah and Tefillah is that there's two halichas. Visalachti means that the Eibishter is going to dwell, is going to walk amongst the Jewish nation. So it says, Visalachti, there's two halichas. There's halicha from below to above, then from above to below. So the Rebbe explains in that Maimer that it's the difference between climbing up a mountain needs a lot more planning, needs special clothing, needs special energy, because he's climbing up and it is all dependent on what he's putting in. Mashenkin going down a mountain, the Rebbe says Shalei Berech easier, because he's coming down a mile mat and there's no koshim, there are not such difficulties as when a person climbs up. And B'meila, the difference is also between Torah and Tefillah. Torah is an inyan that was given Milmaila from above to below, so it's completely not connected with him and not affected by him. On the other hand, the inyan of Tefillah. Together with that, actually, we see that a person who learns Torah, Shalei Lishma, he didn't elevate the Torah. But the vart is, it seems like the explanation is not that he made it impure. He didn't elevate it. It didn't go back to where it's supposed to go. Is v'hinei al derech ha'hefresh ben tefillah l'teira al derech zeh hu gam ha'hefresh ben tefillah l'bracha. The same difference there is between prayer and teira, there's also a difference between prayer and blessing. The hamshocha shal yedei atfilah hi leferach ha'aveda. The hamshocha, what you bring through tefillah, is be'erech. In other words, what you draw down through tefillah, through the prayer, is lefierech, is parallel, is reflecting what a person accomplished. What is the difference? In the same sense that there's a difference between prayer and Torah, there's a difference between tefillah and bracha. That bracha is something that is in common with Torah. Why? The mevarech, the one that blesses, when it comes to blessing, he stands on a level that is higher than the one that's being blessed. And he blesses him. This is the reason he could bless him, because he has something that the other person needs, that he's mashpi on him. It is not a request. Yeah, that's what I'm gesagt. Mashenkin bracha. In Yana shamavarech hemed l'mayla, mamizbarech mavarech esem. Hainu she'inyan abracha. Eina bakoshe makodish baruch hu sheyivarech. It's not a bakoshe. It's not a tefillah from below to above. Ela shamavarech hu ha'balabayis al abracha. He's the balabas. Umitzave shabrachas yimshechu. He's ordering. He's commanding that the bracha should be descended. Should descend. Umeshum zeh. The Amshacha through a bracha is higher than the limitation. But there's still certain limitations. Limitations is that he can only get according to what it is in his root, Lamaila. Then comes a higher level, Birchas Keanim. V'at sheyesh bracha shehem kemei Birchas Keanim. Shehi be'efim dad mehero yoretz dvari. Birchas Keanim has also the quality of tefillah, of prayer, that it can also change something in the root. And therefore, when it comes down ad mehera yoretz dvari, it comes down quickly. Where do we see the quickness? By Keanim. V'at shemakol shkedim wa'asim and the Keanim. By Aaron, in order that it should be acknowledged that he was the chosen, he was chosen to be the Kean. So it was the almonds, the stick that grew shkedim, that grew almonds. So therefore, why? Because this is the fastest thing that can grow. So this was a siman that he was the Kean. And the Mela, since this was the siman used for for Aaron, the chief Kayan. From this we understand that kahuna and quickness, hastiness goes together. That zrizus, by Kayanim, it's an inyan of Kayanim, the brachas go down very quickly. And even more yet, it says also by Kayanim zrizim heim. That Kayanim are quick. Many things in the Beis HaMikdash. It's about certain things, it says Kayanim zrizim heim. That they're quick, b'meila, there won't be anything negative happening. And this bracha is also shaykh by every yid, even one that's not a Kayan. It's a very interesting word. That every yid is mamlechas Kayanim and Gei Kodesh. A kingdom, a royalty of Kayanim. In English it's called a priest, a Gei Kodesh and a holy nation. Which this answers also another question. It was in about, when was it, 21 years ago, summertime, asked a question by the Rebbe. B'negia to the inyan that the Rebbe always says, that the Geula, the redemption will be that Yidden will go L'Artzeinu HaKadosh, our holy land, Yerushalayim, Beis HaMikdash, Kedesh HaKadoshim, to the Holy of Holies. Everybody's going to go in. So the question is, how could everybody go in? It's Kedesh HaKadoshim. The question was in writing, and Lepeil B'Shasmai, this was a question amongst other questions, so that question the Rebbe skipped. And he answered the other questions. 2 days later was Shabbos. And if anything, we knew it's going to come Shabbos. The Rebbe comes to the first Sicha, Shabbos Sheftim, Tavshin Memches. And the Rebbe says, Yerushalayim, Eretz HaKedesh, Artzei Nagdesha, Yerushalayim, Beis HaMikdash, Kedesh HaKadosh. And the Shaila was mod gefragt. The Rebbe says, the question that was asked, how could it be? So the Rebbe says, number one, every yid is Mamlechas Keyanim. And as the Balaturim says, now they founded also Medrash Agoda, that every yid is like a Kein Godel. So every yid can go into Kedesh HaKadoshim. And another answer that the Rebbe gave is, based on this last week's Parsha, Acharei, it says, Bezeis Yove Aaron, that with this, Aaron could go into the Holy of Holies. So there's a certain Medrash, anthology, that says that what does it mean, Bezeis Yove Aaron? It means not, one opinion is that it means Yom Kippur only, he can go in. Another opinion is any time in the year, as long as he brings a certain quota of sacrifices, he can go in. So B'meila, the Rebbe says from this is mashma that everybody can go in, that a person goes in with sacrifices. Then the Rebbe brings a third inyan. The Rebbe brings an inyan, or just bring the first and the third, that we see by the temple when they came to Sholish Regolim, when they came to visit Yom Tov, it says they showed him the kalim, they showed him the vessels, but he told them Atigubi, don't touch them, because later they'll have to immerse them and cleanse them, because they became impure from people that were B'meila. So the Rebbe says by seeing them, they connected with the vessels that were mamish from inside. This was another option that the Rebbe gave. So this was to the relating to the blessing that the Rebbe would always give, that Yidden are in the Gula, in the redemption time, they'll go into a holy land, Yerushalayim, Beis HaMikdash, and the Holy of Holies.